How's it going, everyone? It is Only here. Welcome back to another video as always. So this is not the video I originally wanted to make today. Today I had like a different video I've been writing for like the past couple days planned, and I guess that all changed based on like the news story that broke out this morning. If you guys haven't already heard about now regarding IGN and its writer Filip Miucin, well, I guess I'll talk about it now. Pretty much what happened is IGN came out with like a review yesterday based on Dead Cells, you know, a very popular Metroidvania roguelike game that just launched pretty much today actually, and it's getting a lot of good reviews. In fact, IGN was one of the most popular reviews out there because they gave it a 9.7, you know. That's a big thing for IGN, you know, they're known for like their 9s, and you know, a game that has a high score at all, like a 9.5 or higher, of course is going to get a lot of attraction. And well, IGN's Dead Cell reviews, you know, was really glowing. You know, a lot of people, you know, seemed to like it, and everything was good until a small YouTuber by the names of Boomstick Gaming came out and talked about how IGN actually ripped off this video and pretty much plagiarized at least over 50% of his review. So I guess I'll play a really quick example here just so you guys know what I'm talking about.
Let's just walk through it and I'll show you what I mean. Dead Cells only falters slightly with some repetition setting in, especially on the early areas and during longer play sessions.
Dead Cells does falter slightly with some repetition, but it's only felt in its earlier areas and during extended play sessions.
Now, based on that small clip alone, it's pretty obvious what Philip thought. He probably thought that he could get away with this, considering the YouTuber's not really that big of a size channel. And well, of course, if you're a news outlet like IGN, of course, you're going to get a lot of views. And, you know, Boomstick Gaming happened to watch that review and, you know, obviously saw some similarities, and he made a video on it, which is props to him. I mean, I think he's getting a lot of support now, which is something that he deserves. I mean, so yeah, props to that guy. I mean, you know, he's growing his channel. I think his channel has grown like 25% alone just this past day, which is kind of crazy. So that's really cool on him, and yeah, good on that guy. So obviously, I kind of wanted to talk about this topic more in depth because a lot of news outlets, you know, are coming out with this topic, which, you know, a lot of them have been pretty good, but also some YouTubers have been coming out and just say, oh, here it is, IGN coming out again. So this is kind of my take on it. Now, IGN obviously is filled with many reviewers, many editors, and many, you know, people working at the specific company. They're not one guy. They're not, you know, not multiple people with the same agenda, of course. So I wanted to get this straight. There's a lot of people talking about this review in particular and saying IGN's plagiarizing again. And well, that simply isn't the case. Obviously, with IGN as like a news outlet itself, they're going to have multiple people assigned to different reviews, assigned to different consoles, assigned to their specialty pretty much. You know, people that like to play, you know, loot shooters might get assigned to Destiny. People that are experienced with open worlds might be, you know, reviewing Red Dead later this year. And people are pretty much saying that, you know, IGN's at this again, which is, to me, kind of baffling how you can kind of think that closely based on one guy's wrongdoing, that, of course, the whole company itself is going to be pretty bad. Of course, you know, there's memes of IGN 7.8, which personally, I mean, a meme's a meme, it's going to be funny, but at the same time, there's not really weight to it based on what that actual review was itself. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit more in depth here. Also, another thing, people have been saying that he didn't play the game. He did play the game, it just, he took this thing off. Obviously, I'm not saying that plagiarism is okay. That's, I think, one of the biggest rules in, you know, news outlets in general. You can't plagiarize. Hell, in school, they even teach you that you can't plagiarize. And one thing in particular is, now that that guy plagiarized this, is that review even valid anymore? A 9.7 obviously has to do with the tone of that review. It felt like a 9.7, you know, based on the guys talking about it. Obviously, you can't, you know, rip a game up at saying it's trash and then give it a 9.7. So obviously, there's a lot of questions whether that, you know, score even stands. And while people take that actual score and determine whether they're going to buy a game based on the score itself, is kind of, you know, a little alarming that Philip thought he can get away with it and just, you know, kind of put a score out there that's might not even be how he actually feels about the game, which is kind of scary. That's the thing that kind of scares me more than anything about this in particular. Not that he plagiarized it, but more that he's not really giving a review of the game at all. You know, he's giving someone else's thoughts about the game, which is totally the opposite of what a review is supposed to be. Again, plagiarism is not okay based on what I've said earlier. That's like the number one rule. I think if anybody goes to IGN or any news outlet, you can't just copy work or not cite it, or obviously in this case, you can't cite a review if you're completely ripping it off, but at least, you know, form your own opinion or at least do something that's actually your own work and publish that. That's something that you should be proud of, not taking someone else's work. That's just my personal 2 cents out there, which is just kind of crazy. So as I'm editing this video, I realized I didn't really make, you know, kind of like a point to say what I think IGN should do about this and what the outcome should be. So at the current time, IGN still has the Dead Cells review obviously taken down. They said that they take plagiarism very seriously as a group of creators, as they take pride in their work, of course. And yeah, obviously plagiarism is a big no-no, in fact. And they're going to be investigating Philip, which is something I don't really think you need to do. I think based on that video proof alone, it's probably them just, stalling time and having a public response while they can figure out what they're going to do with Filip. So, yeah, again, what I think should be done, I think it's pretty obvious. I think Filip should no longer be a part of IGN. I think that's pretty much a big no-no, obviously, as plagiarism. You're kind of, the guy's kind of not really trustworthy as of now, and just in general, that's a big offense. So, again, I think IGN should probably just fire the guy. I think that's the biggest thing that you can do, and I think that's the best outcome, honestly. So, that's my 2 cents on it. Back to the video. So I can't keep taking a break. Apparently IGN just came out with an update, and they said that they reviewed it and Filip Miucin has been fired for plagiarism. So yeah, that's the update on that front. Again, I just gave you an update on what I thought should happen, and apparently that's what they did. So I think that was like the only right thing to do, of course, in the situation, and good on IGN for, confronting that. And yeah, again, moving on with the video like I hoped to. So yeah, update on that. Yeah, again, this is not really the video I want to make today. I kind of feel bad for IGN in general, how they're going to have to go for all this fire. As it is, their company itself is not really in the best limelight in terms of like the casual audience in general. So yeah, just in general, it's just kind of, you don't really expect that from a big news outlet as well. You think they kind of get that kind of stuff. Again, if it was the other way around, if it was a small YouTuber taking off, something like an IGN review, it still is just as bad. But just the fact that this guy has it as a full-time job, you're getting paid for this, and the fact that a lot of people watch you and look up to you in a sense of giving a formal opinion, just taking off someone's work, getting paid for that, and thinking you can get away with that is just kind of disheartening. So yeah, again, I've seen a lot of videos do this right and do this wrong in terms of covering the story. That's just kind of my personal opinion on this. Again, I was originally thinking about just putting this in the podcast for Gaming at its Core this weekend, but I figured it's kind of a big topic in general that I kind of wanted to give my own personal 2 cents as a commentary over. And yeah, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. Again, of course, this is not the video I kind of wanted to plan today. Just personally, my 2 cents, it's kind of just been on my mind all day as it's been going on, as I've been doing my other stuff around, and figured I'd just get this video out of the way. So again, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave your comments down below, of course. Again, you'll probably see this topic addressed at Gaming at its Core next week. I'm sure we're easily going to talk about this. And so yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next couple days. Again, I have a video coming out pretty soon here talking about the PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2, I'm guessing I'm going to call it the Xbox Scarlet, whatever, again. Yeah, and also some videos about Red Dead Redemption and Spider-Man are soon to come. So, yeah, hoping I can live stream sometime later this week, so keep an eye out for that on my Twitter, at OnlineZhD. So, yeah. Again, guys, not the video I wanted to make today, but wanted to get that out there. So, I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See you guys. Take care.